it's going to grow from that. If I can brag about them, I don't care if they're not on my team and I'm not getting directly paid. If I can brag about them and build a relationship with them, and I got to use them on a three-way one day, and they can relate with the person that I need them to relate to, that's magic. So that's one thing you're going to hear with Freddy Melero is the mindset, you know, the belief. And this guy, he's just all over the world helping people because he loves people. 5-star from Miami, the Raging Cuban, Freddy Melero.
Awesome. You guys ready?
Oh yeah!
You got your seatbelts on? I'm going full throttle now. I was back there, they were like, this guy doesn't stop pacing, what is he? No, I didn't snort the neuro. I just had it.
Just the white powder.
Just the white powder, right? You know, it's funny, I was talking to someone the other day and we were in a funny mood. And you know, every now and then we get in a funny mood. And somebody was trying to get me to challenge someone when we were in a restaurant. And, you know, I was just in a funny mood. So, you know, they started saying, man, he's very successful. The person started edifying me without saying what we did. And then I go, so what do you do? And I go, I sell white powder. She's like, huh? She's like, oh. She was like, and she goes, and it does very well? I'm like, yeah. She's like, but isn't that illegal? I'm like, no, not the one that we do. She's like, oh, what is it? So, you guys have fun with your business. Number one, you know, number one, big round of applause for all you guys for showing up today. You guys are champions. Big round of applause for all the leadership here. You guys put an incredible event. Big round of applause. You know, next 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes, however long I go, sometimes I get excited and keep going. You know, I just want to share from the heart of what it's going to take for you guys to succeed mentally, because there is a mental aspect. I'm a firm believer when the how is strong enough, the why will appear. A lot of us focus on the mechanics and, you know, let me get that line down. As you just noticed, I just talked about white powder, and, you know, the lady signed up as a customer for this person, you know, for this person out on the table. So you have fun with it. It's not what you say, you know, it's how you say it, where it's coming from, what you're trying to lead to, right? But, you know, I've been in the industry for 17 years. I am a perfect example of the person that has failed forward, because I have failed and failed miserably. The first couple of years, I have a background. I did nightclub promotions coming out of college, and I did extremely well. Like, basically got to the point where I was the king of South Beach, and I met my wife, had to make a career change, and went into network marketing. When I got into network marketing, the number one earner in the company that I was exposed to was making $1 million a month. And I was like, show me that guy's picture. And it was a guy from Kentucky that was making about $1 million a month. And I was like, if that guy can make money, I know half of Miami, I'm going to crush it. And so I came with a wrong mindset, you know, had a little bit of ego, arrogance, pride, certain things that I had to keep in check to really understand, you know, what it took to build this, right? But it was a process. I was young, you know, my intentions were not bad. I just didn't know, you know, when you don't know, you don't know. And so I went through some years of where, you know, I didn't follow no system. The personal development stuff was not for me. All that stuff that you hear all the leaders tell you over and over again, I just would hear it, and it was, you know, in one ear out the other, and I don't even think it touched the ear because I just would block it, right? That's for those people, not me. I'm different. And so I failed miserably, and I share this with you because I think there is a mindset that you must have. There's a reason why some people succeed and some don't. Having the same tools, having the same products, having the, you know, promoting the same company, the same websites, the same events, the same everything. Why do some succeed and others don't? That was always like my question, right? Like, why am I not succeeding like these other people? I mean, everybody have that curiosity too, or it's just me? Okay. If not, we're in the wrong room, right? You know, and I've always wondered, like, you know, why do some people, you know, what makes some people tick? What makes Ernest Ross go, right? What makes certain people in the company do it more than others, right? And, you know, obviously, you know, it's timing sometimes in someone's life, right? You're ready. I think that sometimes, you know, a lot of, everything's mental at the end of the day, right? And, you know, I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins. I'm a big fan of Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is basically a reason why Tony Robbins exists today, pretty much, and Mark Hughes from Herbalife, and all these guys, and a lot of the personal development realm. But I share that with you because I've become a student, not only of personal development, but of success. I love to hear stories. I like to see the tonality and what makes people tick, what makes, you know, the lemons go, what, you know, what is it that drives these people? I learn from everybody. You know, the more I know, the more I realize I've got to know more. And I can tell you, I mean, you know, all last night I was watching videos, I was listening to audios. I mean, I love what I do. And I know that the more I experience, the more I hear, the more I pick up, the more value I'll be to folks as I go out, right? And as I share with you. So anyhow, I share that with you because, you know, like I said, my topic is, what did I do here? I pressed the wrong button. Somebody might want to come quick. I'll tell you, talking about mindset, I can tell you that I'm a firm believer that a lot of people are not where they want to be because of the story they keep telling themselves and other people of why they can't be where they want to be. Somehow along the way, we bought into some story, right? You guys with me? Yep. Yes. If you stop and think about, whenever you talk to someone, someone says, well, why haven't you done this? Or why haven't you done that? Don't we always have a story? Right. Yes or yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Why are you not an ambassador? Why are you not a regional director? Why are you not this? There's a story, right? So the only thing holding us back from what we truly want in life is that story we keep telling ourselves and other people of why we can't. So in essence, if you were to drop the story, everything could change, right?
Yes.
If you would squash it and let go of that story or that excuse that you're holding on to as justification of why you can't, you'd go. Because if one person can do something, so can someone else. Yes or yes?
Yes.
So I share this with you guys because, you know, I've been a big fan of like I said, personal development. I'm a firm believer that people do things for two reasons. Either for the possibility of gain, right? They're motivated for the possibility of gain, therefore they do something because of possibility of gain, or fear of loss. And guys, fear of loss is definitely a greater motivator. You know, when the repo man's coming, all of a sudden the $500, the $1,000 appear, right? When they're going to take your property or something, all of a sudden that money appears, right? When your child, God forbid, has a challenge or you have that flat tire, the money appears, right? Fear of loss, right? So we're motivated by two different energies, right? Possibility of gain, fear of loss. Fear of loss is a greater motivator. So I share that with you because at the end of the day, guys, if you can change your thinking, you can change your life. Let me explain myself. I heard many years ago, if you keep on thinking the way, if you continue to think the way you thought, you'll continue to feel the way you felt. If you continue to feel the way you felt, you'll continue to do the things you've done. And if you continue to do the things you've done, you'll continue to get the things you've got. I think I wrote it wrong there.
Close enough.
It's wrong there. Yeah, because I remember typing and I'm thinking, if you continue to think, let me say it again, because it's very important for you guys to understand this because it took me years. And it was a breakthrough for me. All of a sudden I gave myself permission. I realized where everything stemmed from. If you continue to think the way you thought, you'll continue to feel the way you felt. If you think something's going to affect you, you're going to feel a certain way, right? Therefore, you take certain actions based on that, and obviously you get results. So if you continue to think the way you thought, you'll continue to feel the way you felt. If you continue to feel the way you felt, you'll continue to do the things you've done. And if you continue to do the things you've done, you'll continue to get the things you've got. Got it? So literally, if you can change your thinking, you can literally change your life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So something, if you're not where you want to be in life, if things aren't going the way you want it, chances are, very highly, very likely, that somehow, some way, you're thinking a certain way that's causing you to feel and act and obviously receive or get what you're getting. And if it's not what you want, if it's not the ideal thing, then you must change it, right? Yes or yes?
Yes.
If we go back to, or we think about what we do, or what we've done, we'll realize that, oh my God, I've been thinking, nobody wants to sign up. No wonder nobody signs up, because I'm thinking nobody wants to sign up, right? I feel like nobody wants to sign up, so when I talk to people, you don't want to sign up, right? I mean, don't do it. It's like, you know it's consoler, you know it's this, or you know it's that, or there's a blog out there that says, you'll naturally, you get me?
Yes.
Because of the way you think. Because this took me years to get, and it was right in front of me, like, routine, you can change your life. The famous Jim Rohn says, for things to change, you've got to change. For things to get better, you've got to get better, right? Don't wish for more, less problems, wish for more skills, right? And so, for things to change, you see, if you think about it, nothing really changes in life. It's just how we change, how we respond and react to it, right? Because, I mean, the weather doesn't change, right? I mean, when it's going to snow, it's going to snow. You can't, you know, either you adapt to that or you get frustrated. Oh my God, I can't believe you just, you know, people up here are used to it, right? They don't like it, but it is what it is, right? You adjust to it and you move in spite of it, right? We're in Miami, we're like, haha, Facebook. But it's, but, kids don't like that. All right. But, you know, it is what it is. So there's 4 emotions that lead to life change. You know, I'm getting some Jim Rohn stuff. Jim Rohn, I mean, it's been a life study for me right now. I mean, everything, the stuff he says, I mean, just, you know, simple words just blows me away. But, you know, there's 4 things that will lead you to change, right? With that fear of loss and the pain and pleasure principle that Anthony Robbins talks about. Disgust, right? You know, I've had it. When you've had it, that's it. You know, when I decided to call Nick Sarnicole and say I'm going, was because I did not have $23 for my daughter's field trip. And my wife and I had a discussion, very intense discussion for the umpteenth time, where every time we had that discussion about financial challenges, it became more and more intense. I just said I had it. I don't want to be like this anymore. I'm disgusted with this. Enough is enough. Enough negative thoughts, limiting beliefs. Oh yeah, it's the economy. Oh yeah, all my friends who are mortgage and real estate or millionaires are broke now, so it is what it is. No, it's not that way. I got disgusted. Decision. I decided to take action. That's it. It's going to happen. I committed. Decide to cut off other options. You know, burn the bridges, right? You're going. Desire. Who has a desire to help other people? Who has a desire for a better life? Who has a desire for, right? And then obviously resolve. Commitment, right? I will. So things don't change, people do. And how do you change? With your thinking, right? Your problem is not the problem, it's how you decide to respond to the problem that is the problem. It's pretty deep for a Cuban guy. You know, it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you choose to respond in spite of it. What happens to one happens to all. It's 10% what happens to you, 90% of how you decide to react to it, right? When the car is being repossessed, you can smile and have a good time and laugh and say, oh, why did they remove me on the TV show? Or you can, you know, be depressed and not get out of the house and, you know, go backwards, right? Just understand it. We choose every day how things happen, right? There's a phrase that I'll never forget my mom had in the house that said, laugh at your problems, everybody else does. And if you think about it, you know, it's, you know, sometimes the stuff that we're going through, when somebody else hears it, they crack up, you know? And we crack up now after the fact. Like, I laugh at all the stuff we went through, but at the time, I was dying, you know? I can tell you, you know, financially, just so you guys understand, I mean, I didn't do justice to our story, but I just didn't want to be long-winded. You know, a year after we were already with Vi, we had eliminated everything, financially, and debt collectors, and this and that, whatever. I'll never forget, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15 around there. You know, kids have to go to school at 8. All of a sudden, I get this. Ever had one of those in the morning or late at night? We have a 2-story house. I run to the front of the house, and I'll never forget it. There was a caravan, Dodge Caravan, brown, with a white sheet of paper, with an emblem, like a logo, and I was like, ooh. My ears got red. And then I'm looking, and I'm like, you know, you don't have any more problems, but you're like, so my heart's beating. I'm like, you know, I'm confused. I'm like, so I'm like, I went down. Because, you know, when we're going through our financial challenges, and all, I just didn't, you can knock all day long. We're not opening the door. You know, I don't want to deal with you, you know? But I was like, you know, I manned up, and I'm thinking, you know, what can it be? So I go down the stairs, my heart's beating, and I'm like, you know, I'm about to send someone to where, because, you know, we don't have any more, you know, everything's been taken care of, we fulfilled everything, you know, that's like my demeanor. And when I open the door, there's a lady about yay big that says, Señor Melero, estoy aquí para limpiar la casa. Mr. Melero, I'm here to clean the house. And I just stared at her like, I I must have been looking at her for like 10 seconds. I mean, I did not move. I was like in shock. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm thinking, and I said, "Yeah, boss." And you know, I share this with you because, you know, when you've gone through some tough things in life and you know, you get reminded by something similar to what happened in the past, I mean, it hits you, you know what I'm saying? It's like the aftershock. So now, I don't know why I said that, but anyhow, it's not the problem, it's what you do in spite of it, guys. It's what you do in spite of it. You decide, change demands choice demands commitment, right? And until the pain of remaining where you are, your current situations, your house, your car, the ability to not travel, the ability to not help out your kids in college, your church, your family you need, the ability till that pain of those situations and those things that are bothering you right now, not being able to pay things, the car being so that doesn't bother you, and really, like, you will not change for most people. Because if you've been in the same situation for a while and nothing's changing, the pain is not great enough. Again, people move for possibility of gain, fear of loss, pain, obviously. And where you're going becomes greater than the pain of change, you're not going to change. Bottom line, guys, you've got to decide, right? And for some folks, it's, you know, that's when you hear the rock bottom and all that stuff. Some people have to go down that route, right? And so, you know, one of the best things you can do is basically get rid of certain things, but you must replace them with other things. For example, you know, what you listen to, what you read, who you're around, you know, stop and analyze, you know, who you're around, you know. If the people around you are not the negative ones, then maybe it's you, right? However, if that's not the case, you know, some people you have to have limited associations with. It doesn't mean you cut them off completely. I mean, you know, if it's, you know, mom or a brother, a dad, an uncle, you know, love them, hug them, kiss them, but don't spend too much time because your mind is too valuable and it's affecting you. You're not able to do what you want to do and help the people you want to help and accomplish the things you want to help because of that, right? So, does that make sense?
Yes.
The stuff you read, I mean, I don't know. We could have a nuclear bomb coming in like 30 minutes. Obviously, we wouldn't be here. I have no idea. I don't watch the news. I don't care because I have no control of that. When we're going through our financial challenges, I can tell you everything that was on Fox News, CNN, what Obama was doing, what the other guy was doing, what the other guy was doing. I knew it all. And I was broke. I don't know what's going on now, and I'm happy. Obviously, I'm aware. I'm aware, but I'm just saying, you know, some people just listen to those talk shows for 2 hours. And guys, you can talk about anything and extend anything forever. Right? And what is it leading you to? Is that helping you become a better person? Once you know the facts, whatever, you know, if you're of a certain political party or the other one and you agree with this, you already know that. You already know how people are. Okay, cool. Accept that. Move on. Let's do stuff that's, right? Just food for thought. I see so many people get caught up in news and politics, in certain things that they have. No. It's just beyond. Too much time, right? Who you're around, what you listen to. Guys, there's so many, whatever you want to excel in life, whether it's finances, relationships, there's so many books on YouTube, which is for free. Every expert's on there. You can bootleg, everything's bootlegged on there, whatever you want. Yeah. Last night I was on YouTube for like 2 hours, listening to all kinds of stuff for free. I'm just saying the resources are out there. If you want it, go for it. Instead of watching, you know, American Idiot or whatever it's called. You know, instead of watching these shows that are not leading you to anything. I mean, Dancing with Stars is cool sometimes. But notice, we all have the same 24 hours. It's what we choose to put in, right? And at the end of the day, whatever comes in is going to come out. Good or bad? Garbage in? Garbage out. Amen. Okay. Begin with the end in mind. What do you want? You know, guys, when I got started, I just wanted to get as far away from broke as possible. That's it. That was like my ultimate desire after going through hell, pretty much. You know, I just wanted to get as far away from broke as possible. That was like, you know, if you ask me, like, seriously, it's far. I mean, you see that? I want to go that way, you know. And those that have followed me, you know, I guess what I've gone through for years in network marketing has allowed me to appreciate and understand how the business works. I've never stopped building it. You know, number one, because I love what I do. And I think when you love what you do, it becomes a passion, right? It's not work, right? I have fun with it. I choose to work with people that are positive and the ones that are not. I love them, I pray for them, I'll talk to them, but I just don't have time for that because it affects me. And if it affects me, I can't help other people. So I choose to work with positive people, people that want to work, right? And it's a decision to be positive or negative, right? We already talked about that. So I have fun, right? I think if you're not having fun with what you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
You're doing it wrong. So you need some mentorship? Yeah, baby. He's having fun with it, right? So I share that with you because what is it that you want? Like I said, when I got started, it was to get as far away from broke as possible. I knew where I was going. At the time, 5-star, Nick wasn't even a 5-star when I got started. So 5-star was that one day, someday, whatever, I'm gonna get there, right? So I don't know what it is for you, but you gotta think big and start with the end in mind. Stephen Covey, any Stephen Covey?
Yes.
Stephen Covey talks about start with the end in mind. So what is it that you want, right? And then backtrack to what it's gonna take. In a nutshell, what we do is, number one, we get our results first, right? What do? 3 for free, stars and cars, right? Get our free product, hit first spin rank so we make our money back, and then get our car. Why? Because if we do that, other people say, I want to do what Carol did, right? I want to do what Terry did. I want. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So we get our results first, then we help someone else get results. Then we teach them to help someone else get results. And then we teach them to get some results. In a nutshell, without getting into anything. That's what we do, right? From a health and financial perspective, that's what we do. That's what we get paid to do, right? Well, we get paid to party, but yeah, in essence, that's what we get to do. So how we make it happen is, the Levins just went through the getting started training, right? How we promote the challenge. We do this getting started training, we go public, we follow up and invite so our challenge party is successful, and then we repeat. But how this whole process gets fueled is through Rockstar Challenger, right? Because Rockstar Challenger leads to that 3 for free stars and cars. And it's just a matter of repeat. So I share this with you because, guys, this is pretty much all I do. But the mindset and the way I process it, I'll share it here, is basically, number one, from day one, I was all in. I made a commitment. I'm going to get it done. I didn't know if it was going to take me 6 months to get the 5-star, 5 years to get the 5. I was just going to go. Make sense?
Yes.
I didn't know how. I didn't know who I was going to do it with because I wasn't bringing a team. I was just going to call everybody. I mean, literally, when I got started, I made a list of. I took out my cell phone from A through Z and I called every single person. Every single person. I just made a list of people and I just started calling everybody. And my intent was to share a message to find who at this moment was open to what I saw and was ready, willing, and able to take action with it. I didn't say, well, let me call this guy because he's fat, or let me call this lady because she's broke, or let me do. No, I wanted to share a message with everybody and see if it was the right timing in their life. I didn't target certain people, everybody, right? So commitment, means I will, not I'm going to try. When you say I'm going to try something, it just doesn't work out. I mean, it's kind of like jumping off a plane, skydiving, and saying, I'm going to try it. You don't try that, right? You either do it or you don't, right? And that's kind of the mindset you got to start off with here. I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm just going to go. I know it's not perfect. I know I'm going to go through a process. Zig Ziglar says you don't need to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great, right? Freddy translation, you got to be bad before you're good and good before you're great. But you got to move, you got to take action, you got to do something in order to get the process going, right? So here's a few things. Number one, lead by example. If you want people challenging people and becoming a rock star, guess what you got to be?
Rockstar Challenge.
This business is all about activity. Focus on the activity, the results will come. Share the message long enough, the right people will appear. If you want people at events, you got to be at an event. That's why I commend all you guys. Another round of applause for you guys for being out here because you guys showed up. That's beautiful. You're showing up. This regional success training is coming. I'll tell you my number one advice, and I'm going to talk about events. Not only be there, but get as many new people there as possible. And if it's possible and you can advance a rank, which we have plenty of time, rank advance so your team sees you on stage. And if that's possible or not possible, either way, help as many people in your team get on that stage. Because you might have somebody in your team that can get there, right? I was not a systems person. I was just the ultimate pitch guy. You got in front of me, I got your 16 digits, and I was happy. Happy. And I realized that this is a business of, sharing a message, utilizing tools. In other words, use the tools, don't be a tool. Be the messenger, don't be the message. A lot of us like to, and this is the challenge. We're building a volunteer army. People do things for their reasons, not yours and mine. We're in a fast-paced society. Nobody has time to learn. When you bring somebody in, they're looking at you. If they cannot repeat what you did with minimal learning, they're not going to do it. So yeah, you signed them up, but then they're not going to do what you did. In my case, it was like they did not want to do what I did, right? They're like, I'm not going to do that to my friends, right? So I only share that with you because, guys, the tools are there for a reason. It's all we got to do is use them, right? Be emotionally detached to the whole process. I will tell you, we're building a volunteer army, and like I mentioned a couple times, people do things for their reasons, not yours and mine. You don't have control over anyone. When I got started, Terry did not want to get started. I could have very simply said, well, ViSalus doesn't work. Because if Terry worked with me before, if he's a leader and he doesn't see what I see, then maybe he knows something that I don't. And I could have left ViSalus. It's happened to people on my team before. Somebody told them no, that they respected, they admired, and all of a sudden, they just stopped it. Have you guys realized people will tell you no?
Yeah. Yes.
People will tell you they're going to show up somewhere and not show up. Happened to anybody here today? Happened to me.
Yeah.
People are going to quit. Guess what? People join gyms, never go back. People get married. Multi-million-dollar weddings. Weeks later, divorce. I'm just saying, I'm not making fun of anything. I'm talking about reality, real life. Because what we do, we're dealing with real people in real life. So what applies to everything else in life applies here. We're not exempt from any of that stuff, right? At times it may seem like we are, because everybody's coming in, but it's real life, right? So, hold on. So, be emotionally attached to the process. Our job in the process of sharing the message is to find the ones that want it. That's why Rockstar Challenger is such a big deal, because Rockstar, instead of telling you, find 3 customers, find 3 promoters, do this, it's telling you to share the message with a lot of people. And because you share with a lot of people, there will be people that say, I want to lose weight. I want to make money. I've been dying for something like that. In the process of sharing with a lot of people. And because you're focused on talking to more people, you connect better with people versus, man, you got to sign up. And come here, guys, let's hot drive them in, right? Instead of all this sales tactics, you're working with positive energy. Think about it. If people want to do this, if somebody calls you and says, let's do it, is it better than, come on, man, I know you want to work with those people that want to do it, right? How much more powerful do you feel when somebody says, I want to, okay, the next step is that GST, and, we got to do a welcome call. I mean, you feel great. But when somebody doesn't want to do it, and you have to think of the Benjamin Franklin clothes, and you start thinking about, there's 3 types of people. Yeah, that stuff is great, but I'm a firm believer, and experience has shown me, especially in this business, a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. The biggest challenge I see is that when we tell people, you got to get 3 customers and 3 promoters in your first week, which is what we want them to do, they think in their mind, okay, these 3 people are going to sign up for customers, these 3 are going to be promoters, and what they do is they call them all. When they don't sign up, they call them the next day, and they call them again, and they call them, and then I think they're going to sign up today. I think they're only talking to 6 people. These 3 for customers, these 3 for promoters, and this person, and nothing happens. And what happens is they get tired of this stuff, and then they quit. Has that happened to anybody? Guys, our job is to share a message, to find those that are open. If they're not open, plant the seed. People will come around. 17 months later. Woo! I said, I'll show him, and I kept on going. And then he kept on saying weight loss and BMWs and big checks. Weight loss, BMWs and big checks. I made it happen in spite of it. Because there's a lot of people praying for what we have. They have no idea this exists. If you really understand that, you won't let anybody that doesn't see this or has an opinion or whatever bother you. Half of the people that used to bash Vi are on my team right now. They had a change of heart. Oh, well, I've heard great things. Because they saw something else. They heard something. Maybe they heard a powerful testimonial. Maybe they saw something and they got in. Just keep going, right? Keep going. Don't let anyone or anything steal your dreams. There's a reason why some people succeed more than others. It's a mindset. Change your thinking. Change your life. Events. I cannot tell you more than if you're not registered for this event, you missed the boat. If you're not promoting it like it's the last thing that exists for your team, if you want to grow, you're going to miss the boat. You have one shot in this marketplace right now for the next couple months to create some massive energy. And that shot is loading up this event. You load up that event, I promise you, you will be happy. You'll be doing the happy dance when they put it. Because that's where people see the bigger picture. People need to see it beyond us. They need to see a lot of testimonials to have reference points. They go back home and when somebody says, that's not, you're like, what? I saw this and I saw, they're speaking from their heart. Because they saw it, they experienced it. Not what you told them. They saw it themselves. So when somebody tells them no, they're like, are you kidding me? I saw this, I saw this Terry guy, I saw this person. Make sense?
Yes.
There's 12 days left, guys. If it's not you, somebody in your team, rank advance them to regional director or higher. Do everything possible. Get with the support team here and let them know if it's you or somebody in the support team that's close to rank or a couple people, let's get it done. We need to get a lot of people on that stage and there's plenty of time. I say this all the time, joking around, but it's serious. Over 70% of our new volume occurs the last week of the month. It shouldn't happen that way because we run week to week. But for some odd reason, it's like all of a sudden, poof, poof. There's plenty of time, guys. I don't care where you're at right now. I tell people all the time, there's 2 dates in Vi. It's the day you sign up and the day goes from your head to your heart when you get it. When that day arrives, maybe today something I said or inspired you or something that one of the other leaders said woke you up. There's plenty of time. This month, do everything possible to qualify for that car. If you haven't qualified yet, help somebody else. And if you can move up in pin ranks and get one of the big checks like Santos had back there with the 5,000 or whatever, go for it, okay? Bottom line, if you believe you're believable, if you don't believe, unbelievable. Okay, cool. Golden rule. What I love about this business, and that's why you'll hear a lot of people come in here, make a lot of noise, and the same noise that they have, they keep on going somewhere else. This business is about helping people. If you don't like people, helping people, our culture is all about helping people. I mean, just our main message is about helping out kids, right? So if you don't like helping out kids, you probably won't do what we do, right? So our message is built upon the golden rule, do unto others. If you help enough other people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. 3 for free stars and cars is get free product, qualify for your car, get your money back, get the car, and then if you want to hit national director, help 3 people get in the car. If you want to help get presidential, 7 people in the car. If you want to get ambassador, 12 with structure. And in order to do that, you got to help them each get 6 directors in order to get that. So, you guys get that? It's helping other people get to their goals. They obviously want it, are teachable, and are willing to work, because you can't do it for them. You can't want it more for someone than they want it for themselves. They've got to be ready. Anybody want it more for someone than they want it for themselves? Am I the only one? Why don't you see it? Hello! Why don't you see it? So, you can't do it, Somebody doesn't see it, you can't do it. Move on to the next one. I think Terry was talking about focus and whatnot. They say obstacles are what you see when you take your focus off your goals. If you know where you're going, if you know what you want, guys, life happens and has been happening before Vi and will happen after Vi and whatnot, right? So there's always going to be distractions. But my question to you is, are you going to focus on the distractions or are you going to focus on where you're going? Because the successful people focus on where they're going in spite of obstacles, in spite of, oh, this person went there or this person dropped there. Who cares? Where do you want to go? And in the process of going there, you're obviously going to leave people better off than you found them. That's our MO, right? But you're focused on where you're going. You're not. If a racehorse didn't have the blinders on, right? Could they be able to compete? No, they probably run the other way, right? There's a reason they put that on them, right? So they focus. Guys, we've got to be the same way. When I got to 5-star and that whole process, and still today, it was just I'm focused on where I'm going. I didn't let anyone or anything stop me. Okay, that's nice. I don't care. Boom. Products are working. People are losing weight. They're getting the Project 10 shirts. The kids are getting meals. I'm getting my checks. My team's getting my checks. People are advancing. That's it. It works. Everything works. Why do I have to look to the left or right? I'm going forward. Make sense?
Yes.
So the people that are successful are focused on where they want at all times. And they're consistent in the daily actions that it's going to take in order to achieve what they want, no matter what. You got to be consistent, guys. You got to be consistent. Terry's talking about part-time. If you're part-time, an hour a day consistently. There's people, you know, there's a saying that says if you want something done, give it to a busy person. Why? Because busy people don't have time to play around. They got 1 hour, they're going to get it done. They'll do more in 1 hour than most people do in a week. I don't know if you guys picked up on me talking about doing this part-time when I was talking about the income positions and all that stuff. That was purposely. And I think so many people have this misconception, you got to be full-time to make... No! It's actually a negative. When I hear somebody's going to go full-time, I'm like, no, don't do it. Unless they're an entrepreneur and they come from that mindset, and they understand time management and stuff. But it's better for it to be a process, right? Because I see people get more done when they don't have time than when they have all day. You wake up in the morning, you say, let me go eat something. Then you happen to watch the news, which you shouldn't be watching, but you watched it anyways. Then you watch the news, and some breaking news extends to 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock, and you're like, oh, I'm tired, use nap. You gotta pick up the kids, right? Oh, the kids. Oh my God, there's activity. Oh my God, my brother's car got a flat. You went over there. You know, by the time it's 9, I can't call you, but I'll do it tomorrow, right? And so this becomes a vicious cycle every single day. Any full-timers have gone through something like that? Only me? So, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's bad to go full, I'm just saying there's no urgency in that, right? Unless it's costing you a lot of money because you have a massive, massive growth, I would say that is not what you want to do. If you treat this like $1 million business, it'll pay you like one. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll cost you like one. This is whatever you make it, guys. From day one, I saw this big. I still see this big. I'm not even at 10th of where I want to be, goal-wise right now. You know, my mind, I'm still thinking I can do what I started off 17 years ago with that gentleman that was making what he was making. And in order to do that, obviously I have to impact a lot more lives. So that's why I don't stop. I love what I do, number one, you know, and I'm far from, I feel like I haven't accomplished, I haven't hit my potential yet. I'm far from it, right? So I share that with you because, guys, if you treat this like a business, it will pay you that. That's why time management, all these little things are important, guys. Treat it like a business. You know, my number one advice is, as far as system, everything's important. Take the time to sit down with someone as soon as they sign up and go through the steps. Don't just be excited and go, I don't want to mess it up, and then whatever. You know, there's a saying in this industry it sounds funny, but it's sad. Most people quit before they get their kid. Anybody heard that before? Yeah. Most people quit before they get their kid. Law of diminishing intent, another thing that Jim Rohn talks about, right? People get excited, and then all of a sudden they talk themselves out of it, their family talks about it, and by the time you call them, a week later, they're not interested anymore, right? That happened to anybody here? So you've got to have urgency. When somebody signs up, you watch that Getting Started training, you text people right away, you get the post out there because you want to give them the best chance of success. Because if one person says, I want to sign up, one person says, I want to order, I want to know more about it, they're excited, right? And your best opportunity is when people are most excited to get them to do something. When are they most excited? When they first started, right? So you gotta take every step with it's gotta be important, and then you gotta have urgency with everything. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Does it sound the same to tell somebody I made $10,000 last year or $10,000 this month? What sounds better? A year, right? Why?
Boring.
Boring? What's the difference? What do you think is the difference?
It's urgent.
It's more recent.
It's urgent. The difference is urgency and actions compressed in time. They probably did the same thing to make $10,000. Just one did it in a month's time versus a year's time. Urgency, guys. You create it. You create momentum by setting things up, by going. I'll tell you, you will never stop enrolling people. So don't think you bring 3 and, just sit there and hatches. You guys ready? No. You never stop enrolling, guys. I'm still enrolling. I think in 43 months I have over 197 personals. It sounds like a lot when it comes out to 1 a week. I've had months where, I maybe have 12, others that I have 1. But I can share with you, you've always, as a leader, anybody want to be a leader?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you guys want to build a massive team, your team is watching you, like I mentioned earlier. Every time you bring a new story, you know how I fire up my team? I bring a new person and help them break a rank. What does that do? That pisses them off. He did it again. He did it again. So I bring somebody that has nothing to do with my existing team and I break a rank and they're like, I can't believe Freddy broke another rank. How dare he? But because I did it, I give them permission that it's still possible. Still what?
Possible.
If people think it's still possible, they'll go for it. I made it possible by bringing in that new person and running them. New blood is the lifeblood of your business. Don't ever forget this. New blood is the lifeblood of your business. Keep on enrolling people. Number one, because I think it's your responsibility as leaders. Once we know about this and we know that there's a big necessity from a health perspective, and we have a solution, the solution. Financially, I mean, there's a lot of financial challenges out there. If we believe in what we have, we are obligated to share it with everyone. At the same time, if we keep on enrolling people, I'll tell you, for those that are money motivated, it increases your income. Wow, breakthrough. The more people you have, the more contests you can do into your team. Has anybody liked seeing contests or been a beneficiary of contests or had their team, their business explode at the end of the month because of contests? That's only possible if you have a waiting room. You only have a waiting room if you keep on challenging people and you keep on enrolling people as a result of that. So never stop enrolling. Never stop taking people to events. Be urgent with your actions. Change your thinking, guys. I challenge you guys every day. If nothing else, probably the easiest way to do it. Can you guys say hi to George, National Director from Puerto Rico? Say hi, George.
Hi, George.
A few friends here in Philadelphia want to say hi to you.
Hi, George.
George, we're finishing up my training. You're interrupting me. I'll call you later. Bye. No, I'm kidding. I told him. He's awesome. The company did a blog on him. Incredible kid. National Director going presidential this month out in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Great kid. 23 years old. Incredible story. We call him the Vi-Man because this guy's like out challenging people all day long. If you follow him on Facebook, you'll trip off. Always at a Starbucks, you're doing something, having someone watch the video and sampling the shakes and the crunch. So anyhow, guys, dream big. Dream big. The next 12 days, I'll tell you, do everything possible to challenge a lot of people, to break every person that's not yet 3 for 3 qualified, the Rising Star Director to Director. For anybody that's in your team that has not yet hit the right position Rising Star Director because they were in previously and never did it, make that your mission, because they're going to miss out on the lifetime challenge bonus, and so will you. Make sure you do that. Those are opportunities you have. Remember, people, the way we design our plan is you get to where you want by helping other people get to what they want. It's easier for you to get to your goal, not by selling $40,000 if you need to go to National Director, by helping other people hit their small goals. Everybody hitting their small goals, you hit yours. So identify who is it that's close to that next title. Pick up that phone, guys. Help them out. Again, what we do is not rocket science. We just share a message to find those that are open. And I can tell you, there's a lot of people that are open, but if we don't open our mouth, if we become secret agents and we're like, behind the table, nobody knows, nobody's going to find out, right? Nobody knows I'm doing something. How are they going to find out, right? I mean, nobody's like a Houdini, they can tell. No. So I don't know what today made a significant impact on you guys. Hopefully I gave you guys permission to go for it, to let go of whatever makes you stop. I can tell you if you're going through financial challenges at the moment, which I guess, if half the country is, half the room is, if you're backed against a wall like I was, you only have one option, to go forward. If you must go forward, failure is not an option. If failure is not an option, success is inevitable. Guys, opportunities don't go away. They just go to someone else. Don't miss this shot. Wave 2 is on. 4-0. We're going 5-0. We're going 9-0 before Houston, our convention. And I can tell you guys, you may or may not know what that means. That just means we're growing. That means there's a lot of new stories being created. And I don't want to be the one, or any of the leaders want to be the ones that tell you, we told you. So guys, this is the time. Go out there and share it. Everybody has equal opportunity. I look forward to coming back to a big local success training here that has 4 times the amount of people or 5 times the amount of people on a Saturday or a Thursday night, not a Sunday. You guys are on stage. You guys are sharing your story. You guys are talking about how you went out there, started challenging, running the play with urgency, and the lives you've impacted. And as a result of that, you're better off, your family's better off, and you're inspiring people, and there's not a dry eye in the house because you went out there, you took action, and obviously, things got better. Guys, it's possible. It's possible. Believe it's possible. Go out there, get it done. Nothing happens unless you do. Being at the right place at the right time with the right company, with the right growth, means absolutely nothing unless you take action. My main message is, do something. God bless.